Disrespect will come at you like a punch you never saw coming. It stings, it rattles you, and every part of you wants to swing back. But here's the truth. Every second you waste on their words is energy you're handing over for free. They wanted a reaction, they wanted control, and when you explode, you give them exactly what they came for. The power isn't in fighting back, it's in standing tall, locked in, unshaken. Self-control is not weakness. It's the sharpest weapon you'll ever carry. Because when you don't bite the bait, you show them you're not moved, you're not broken, and you're not playing their game. That silence, that calm stare, that refusal to crumble, that's how disrespect becomes your strength. It's not about matching their fire, it's about burning hotter and brighter without ever needing their spark. Disrespect has a way of cutting deep, sharper than we expect. Someone throws words at you, maybe it's in your face, maybe it's behind your back, maybe it's dressed up as a joke with just enough bite to make you flinch. And the natural instinct is to grab those words and wear them, to let them sit heavy on your chest, to start thinking, maybe they see something in you that's real. But let me tell you this, disrespect is not a reflection of you. It's a mirror of them. Every jab, every insult, every attempt to belittle you is more about their emptiness than your worth. The moment you start seeing it for what it really is, a test, not a truth, you stop carrying weight that was never yours to hold. Think about it. If someone hands you trash, you don't take it home and put it on your shelf. You drop it. Yet when someone hands us words full of disrespect, too many of us carry them around like trophies of shame. That's the trap. That's how they win. They project their insecurity, their bitterness, their anger onto you, and if you accept it, you start living out a lie that never belonged to you. The strength is in refusing to believe it. The discipline is in saying, that's yours, not mine. In walking forward without it sticking to your soul. Every time someone disrespects you, it's not just an attack, it's an exam. And the exam isn't about what they said, it's about how you respond. Do you crumble? Do you let it fester until it controls your thoughts and actions? Or do you recognize that this was never about your character, but about theirs? People will test you. Life will test you. Disrespect is one of the sharpest tools it uses. But if you pass that test, if you learn to see through the disguise, you walk away stronger, sharper, untouchable. Here's the shift you need. Disrespect doesn't define you. It reveals you. When someone throws shade, everyone's watching how you stand in it. Do you lash out and burn down your own peace? Or do you stand calm, tall, and unshaken, letting the storm pass while you remain grounded? That's where the power is. The disrespect says more about their cracks than your strength. It's their weakness trying to drag you down. And when you refuse to bite, when you don't let their poison enter your system, you're showing that you're on another level entirely. Don't miss this. People who disrespect others are screaming about their own insecurity. It's like someone drowning, trying to push your head under so they can breathe. But the fact they reach for you at all proves they're not standing on solid ground. That insult wasn't about your ability. That dismissal wasn't about your value. That mockery wasn't about your identity. It was about them trying to mask what they can't face in themselves. In the moment you see that, their words lose their power. You've got to stop seeing disrespect as a verdict on your worth, and start seeing it as a test of your resilience. Every time you pass that test, you stack proof inside yourself that no one else gets to define who you are. Every insult that bounces off you is a win. Every attempt to break you that fails adds a layer of armor. And over time, that armor turns into unshakable confidence. Not the loud kind, not the kind that needs to clap back at every comment, the quiet kind. The kind that says, I know who I am. You can't touch that. Here's the fire. Disrespect will never stop coming. People will always find a way to try and cut you down. But if you keep treating it like truth, you'll always be bleeding. Treat it like a test, and you'll always be growing. The exam isn't whether they insult you. The exam is whether you believe them. You want strength, you want self-control. It starts here. Recognize the game. Don't carry what was never yours. Refuse to wear the mask they hand you. Their disrespect is not your truth. Your reaction is your truth. And when you pass that test with calm, focus, and fire in your own lane, that's when you show the world exactly who you are. Power doesn't always swing fists or slam doors. Real power is quiet, steady, and unshaken. It's the ability to sit in the middle of disrespect, insult, or chaos, and not let it bend you out of shape. Most people think strength is in clapping back louder, in throwing the sharpest insult, in making sure they know you won't be walked on. But that's not strength. That's reaction. That's someone else pulling your strings, and you dancing to their tune. Self-control is the kind of power they don't expect, the kind they can't measure, the kind that unnerves them more than any comeback ever could. Think about the last time someone disrespected you. What did they want? A reaction. They wanted to see your face twist, your voice rise, your blood boil. They wanted evidence that they could shake you. The trap is obvious. The second you blow up, they win. You've given them proof that they control the room. But when you stay calm, when you stand still, when you look back at them with the same steady energy you had before they opened their mouth, that's power. That silence is louder than any words you could throw back. That calm says you don't move me. And in that moment you've taken all their power away. It feels counterintuitive, doesn't it? We're wired to defend ourselves, to fight, to prove them wrong. But here's the twist. The need to prove yourself to someone who disrespects you is already losing ground. They don't respect you to begin with. You're trying to buy validation from someone who doesn't even have it to give. Self-control doesn't beg for validation. It doesn't need to play on their field. It builds its own. That's what makes it unshakable. Let me put it this way. If someone throws a match on the ground, it only becomes a fire if there's fuel waiting for it. Your anger, your explosion, your quick clapback, that's the fuel. When you starve the flame with silence, it dies out in their hands. You're not weak for not engaging. You're showing them they picked the wrong battlefield, because you're not stepping into it. They expected chaos. You gave them nothing, and nothing eats at them more than realizing they can't touch you. Self-control is not about suppressing who you are. It's about directing your energy where it actually matters. You can waste your day sparring with someone who doesn't deserve your time. Or you can use that same energy to build, to grow, to move forward. Every second you spend reacting is a second stolen from your future. That's why self-control is silent power. It keeps you locked on your path, unbothered by their noise. And trust me, nothing speaks louder than a person who refuses to be shaken. Picture this. Two people are in an argument. One is yelling, red in the face, throwing insults, flailing arms. The other is calm, collected, measured. Who do people respect? Who looks stronger? Who walks away with dignity intact? It's not the one who lost control, it's the one who held it. That's the kind of presence that turns heads. That's the kind of discipline that builds leaders, not followers. Self-control isn't just about looking strong to others though. It's about building strength within yourself. Because every time you keep calm, you train your mind and body to rise above. You wire yourself to resist the urge for instant release, and instead choose long-term dominance. And the more you practice it, the more natural it becomes. Eventually disrespect bounces off you, not because you're holding it in, but because it genuinely doesn't penetrate anymore. That's when you know you've turned control into a habit. Don't misunderstand. Self-control is not silence out of fear. It's silence out of choice. There's a difference between being quiet because you're too afraid to speak, and being quiet because you've mastered when to speak. Self-control doesn't mean you never respond. It means you choose your moment, your words, your energy, with precision. That's what makes it powerful. It's not avoidance, it's strategy. And here's the real kicker. People remember it long after the words fade, long after the insults are forgotten. What sticks in their mind is how unshaken you were. They remember that they couldn't crack you. They remember that their best shot bounced off without leaving a mark. That memory will echo louder than anything you could have said in the heat of the moment. That's how silent power leaves its mark. So the next time someone comes at you, don't give them the satisfaction of seeing you lose it. Don't hand them control over your emotions. Let them throw their darts. Then watch as their frustration grows when you don't flinch. That's how you win. That's how you master self-control. Because the strongest person in the room isn't the one who yells the loudest. It's the one who can stand in the storm, arms crossed, eyes steady, heart unshaken, and walk away with their peace, untouched. The quickest way to lose control of your life is to let someone else control your reactions. That's the trap. Disrespects. Someone cuts you down, mocks you, talks over you, or dismisses you, and instantly, every nerve in your body lights up. Your chest tightens, your jaw clenches, your fists curl, and the instinct is to fire back. Because in that split second, it feels like the only way to reclaim your dignity is to match their energy and prove you're not weak. But here's the truth. The moment you snap, you've handed them exactly what they wanted. You gave them control. You let their words dictate your behavior. You let their insult pull the strings of your emotions. And now you're not leading the moment. They are. When you explode in anger, you may think you're showing strength, but what you're really showing is that they have power over you. They got under your skin. They bent you to their game. And now your peace, your focus, and your energy belong to them. That's the cost of reacting. But when you pause, when you breathe, when you hold the line and choose your response with precision, that's how you keep control. That's how you remind yourself and everyone watching that you don't dance to their rhythm. You set your own. People who disrespect you are fishing for a reaction. That's their bait. They want you thrashing. They want you heated. Because if they can pull you into the mud, they don't have to feel small alone. They drag you down to their level. But here's the difference. Mud only sticks if you dive in. You want real power? Don't dive. Don't give them what they came for. Keep your ground clean. Because nothing frustrates someone more than realizing they can't get a rise out of you. They wanted chaos. You gave them calm. They wanted fire. You gave them stone. That mismatch flips the control right back into your hands. This isn't about being passive. It's about being strategic. Self-control doesn't mean you let people walk all over you. It means you refuse to let them decide when and how you move. It's the discipline to know that not every fight is worth fighting. Not every insult is worth answering. Not every word deserves your breath. Because every time you react instantly, you're spending energy on their game, not yours. And energy spent there is energy stolen from your growth, your vision, your future. You can't build when you're busy breaking yourself down for someone else's amusement. Think about it. How many times have you walked away from an argument, regretting what you said, replaying the moment in your head, wishing you hadn't taken the bait? That's the proof. Reaction costs you. Restraint protects you. And the more you choose restraint, the more control you start realizing that you don't have to show up to every fight you're invited to. You don't have to respond to every piece of disrespect tossed your way. You get to decide which words matter and which ones bounce off. And when you start living like that, your peace becomes untouchable. Control isn't loud. Control doesn't need to prove itself. Control is walking away from the insult, not because you couldn't respond, but because you chose not to waste the breath. Control is staring at disrespect and saying, "You don't move." Control is understanding that the loudest person in the room isn't the one with the most power. It's the one who could speak but doesn't need to. That's strength. That's discipline. That's owning your moment. And make no mistake, people know. When someone disrespects you and you keep your composure, you send a signal louder than any insult could drown out. You show that you're not controlled by outside forces. You show that you belong to yourself. And even the ones who came at you walk away, knowing they couldn't shake you. That sticks with them. They'll replay it later. They'll realize they threw their best shot, and it didn't land. That's how you win without lifting a finger. So the next time someone tries to bait you, remember this. Your reaction is their victory. Your restraint is yours. Don't let them own your emotions. Don't let them dictate your story. Hold your ground. Keep your calm. Because the second you refuse to give them what they came for, you take all the control they thought they had and put it right back where it belongs, in your hand. Disrespect can either be a wound or a weapon. You decide which one it becomes. Most people let it bleed them out. Someone insults them, dismisses them, laughs at them, and they let it sink deep. They replay it over and over until it eats away at their confidence. They let it live rent-free in their head, and pretty soon, the disrespect becomes a chain, dragging them down. But it doesn't have to be that way. Disrespect can be fuel. It can be the spark that lights your fire, the pressure that forges your strength, the very thing that forces you to level up. The choice is yours. Let it break you, or let it build you. Every time someone disrespects you, they're handing you energy. It might not feel like it in the moment, but that sting you feel, that anger rising up, that's raw fuel. You can waste it by lashing out, burning it all in one burst of reaction, or you can channel it, redirect it, and turn it into something unstoppable. You can use it to push harder, to sharpen your focus, to prove not just to them, but to yourself, that no insult can dictate your future. Disrespect doesn't have to be a stop sign. It can be a green light. It can be the moment you decide to dig deeper, work harder, and show that nothing they said has the power to hold you back. Think about the people who made it, the ones who stood out, who broke through. Almost every single one of them was doubted, dismissed, disrespected. At some point, they were told they weren't good enough, smart enough, strong enough. And instead of folding, they turned that disrespect into determination. They didn't waste time proving the haters wrong with words. They did it with results. And when success came, when growth came, when strength showed itself, the disrespect that once felt like poison became the very fuel that carried them forward. It's easy to let disrespect sink in and make you question yourself. That's the trap. But here's the truth. Someone else's disrespect isn't proof of your weakness. It's proof of their blindness. They can't see your worth, and that's on them, not on you. Your job is to take that sting, flip it, and let it sharpen you. Let it remind you that you've got more inside you than they'll ever give you credit for. Let it drive you to become so solid, so undeniable, that their words sound foolish in hindsight. When you turn disrespect into fuel, you stop giving people power over you. You stop letting their voices echo louder than your own. You take control of the narrative by refusing to let their words slow you down. Instead, you let it push you forward. You use it in the gym, in your work, in your goals,
in your discipline. Every insult becomes a rep. Every doubt becomes a reason. Every laugh becomes a step closer to proving them irrelevant. That's how you flip the script. Here's the beauty of it. Disrespect doesn't just fuel action, it builds resilience. Because every time you take it and turn it into strength, you grow tougher. The next time someone tries to cut you down, it doesn't sting as much. You've been here before. You know how to handle it. It becomes less of a wound and more of a reminder. A reminder that you've walked through worse, and you're still standing taller than before. Over time you build a skin that doesn't just protect you, it empowers you. Disrespect stops being a threat and starts being an opportunity. And here's what they'll never understand. When they try to disrespect you, they're actually doing you a favor, because while they're wasting time trying to break you, you're using their energy to build yourself. They're feeding the very fire they hope to extinguish. They're handing you ammunition, without even realizing it, and nothing is more satisfying than turning someone's attempt to tear you down into the exact reason you rise higher. The key is this: don't react in the moment. Don't waste the fuel on rage. Store it, channel it, let it hit you, let it sting, then put it in the tank and move. Let it power your next step, your next grind, your next win. Because the best response to disrespect is growth. The best clapback is progress. The best revenge is standing on ground they swore you'd never reach. So the next time someone disrespects you, don't see it as an attack. See it as a gift. They just gave you fuel. They just handed you the spark, and you get to decide whether you waste it in the fire of anger or use it to light the engine of your success. That's the difference between staying stuck and breaking through. Disrespect doesn't have to break you. It can build you. It can fuel you. It can turn into the reason you become unstoppable. Respect starts with you. Before the world gives you anything, before people treat you with honor, before anyone values your presence, you have to set the standard by valuing yourself. Because here's the truth: if you don't respect yourself, you will chase it in other people's words, their approval, their validation. And the second you depend on them for it, they own you. That's why mastering self-control is impossible without first mastering self-respect. When you know your worth, you stop letting every insult, every side comment, every act of disrespect shake you. You see it, you hear it, but it doesn't stick, because it doesn't match the truth you already believe about yourself. Too many people walk through life begging for respect from people who can't even give it to themselves. That's a losing game. You can spend years trying to get validation from bosses, friends, family, strangers online, and still feel empty, because the respect that matters most is the one you show yourself in private. It's in how you talk to yourself when no one's listening. It's in the standards you set for your life. It's in the discipline you keep when nobody's watching. Self-respect isn't built on applause, it's built on choices. And the stronger it gets, the less room there is for someone else's disrespect to take root. Think about it. When someone disrespects you, what makes it sting isn't just their words. It's the doubt inside you that wonders if they might be right. That little voice that whispers, maybe I am less, maybe I don't deserve better, maybe I am weak. That's where the pain comes from. But when you've done the work to respect yourself, when you've built the foundation of knowing who you are, those whispers don't even get airtime. Their words don't land because they can't compete with the belief you've already locked in. Self-respect shows up in boundaries. It's the courage to say, you don't get to treat me like that, not with anger, not with rage, but with certainty. It's the decision to walk away from people who drain you, to leave spaces that shrink you, to stop settling for relationships, jobs, or situations that dishonor your value. Self-control flows naturally when self-respect is unshakable, because you don't waste time fighting battles that don't deserve you. You don't chase after the approval of people who clearly don't value themselves. You stay steady, because you know your worth doesn't hang on their recognition. And here's the powerful thing: the way you respect yourself teaches others how to respect you. People notice your boundaries. They notice how you carry yourself, how you speak, how you let others treat you. If you tolerate disrespect, you invite more of it. But when you set a standard and stick to it, people either rise to it or fall away. Both outcomes are a win, because the ones who rise prove they deserve your presence, and the ones who fall away make space for better. That's how self-respect cleans your circle, without you ever needing to raise your voice. Self-respect also changes how you see disrespect. Instead of internalizing it, you start recognizing it for what it is: noise. You stop asking, why don't they respect me? And start asking, why would I expect respect from someone who hasn't earned my trust? That shift frees you. It takes the sting out of disrespect, because you're not depending on them for validation in the first place. You already filled that tank yourself. This doesn't mean arrogance. Self-respect isn't about thinking you're better than everyone. It's about knowing you're worthy of peace, of dignity, of love, of growth. It's about refusing to hand your self-worth over to anyone else. And when that conviction settles deep inside, your reactions change. Someone mocks you, it bounces off. Someone ignores you, you don't chase. Someone disrespects you, you decide whether they even deserve access to your time or energy. That's self-control born out of self-respect. Calm, steady, untouchable. The truth is you'll never stop people from being disrespected. The world is full of insecure voices, trying to tear others down, but you can stop it from shaking you. You can respect yourself so deeply that their words sound small against the roar of your own belief. That's the game changer, because when you respect yourself first, everything else, self-control, discipline, strength, falls into place. You don't need to prove yourself to anyone. You don't need to beg for recognition. You simply live in a way that commands it. So start there. Respect yourself enough to set boundaries. Respect yourself enough to choose discipline over chaos. Respect yourself enough to walk away from people who can't see your value. Respect yourself enough to believe, without a doubt, that you are worth more than their disrespect. And when that respect is locked in, no one else gets to control you. Not their words, not their actions, not their attitude. Because the greatest strength you'll ever carry is this: knowing your worth, living your worth, and never letting anyone take it from you. Disrespect is not the end of you, it's the test of you. Every word thrown your way, every eye roll, every slight, every attempt to cut you down, is an invitation to lose control. But you don't have to take it. You know now what it really is. It's not truth, it's not who you are. It's a mirror of them, their insecurities, their cracks, their emptiness spilling out. And you're not here to carry their weight. You're here to stand tall in yours. The strength isn't in shouting louder. It's not in proving yourself to people who can't even see strength. The strength is in holding still, calm, unshaken, while they wait for your reaction that never comes. Because silence, focus, composure, that's power. The moment you refuse to hand over your reaction, you take back control. You own the moment. You remind yourself, and everyone else, that your peace belongs to you, not to them. In every jab they throw, every insult they hurl, you don't let it cut you. You let it fuel you. You take it, store it, and burn it in the engine of your growth. You work harder, you focus sharp, you climb higher. Their disrespect becomes your fuel, and nothing is more satisfying than turning their attempt to break you into the exact reason you rise. But none of this works unless you start here, respecting yourself first. That's the foundation. Because when you know your worth, when you set your boundaries, when you carry yourself like someone who refuses to be devalued, no insult can stick. Their disrespect is small next to your self-belief, and once that respect is locked inside, self-control becomes natural. You're no longer playing their game, you're building your own. So let them test you, let them underestimate you, let them throw their shade. You don't need their approval, their recognition, or their validation. You've got something stronger. You've got self-control, you've got discipline, you've got respect for yourself that no one can take. And that right there is how you turn disrespect into strength. That's how you master the fire without ever letting it consume you. That's how you win without lifting a hand, without raising your voice. You walk away stronger, sharper, untouchable.